Good evening, people. This is JD, and tonight I'm going to do a video on something that you all are yelling about. First, look at Spirit here. Look at him. Does he look like a donkey? Does he look like an elephant? Then why do you ignore him? That's right. Why are you ignoring the truth? Today, a lot of people say, is he our next commander-in-chief or is he a spoiler? Do you want to know? I'm not the one who makes that decision. No. Who's going to make that? Who's going to make it, the commander-in-chief or the spoiler? Well, let's take a look at our history for a while. Ross Perot, has he ever won any? No. He had a lot of money backing him. Why? The party people. That's right. I'm going to be honest with you. Last presidential election, there was a write-in candidate who got over 8,700,000 votes, almost 8,800,000 votes. The votes he took were probably the ones that would have went to Ron Paul, not McCain. But let's say they did go to McCain, then McCain would have won. That write-in candidate, was he the spoiler? No. Then who is the spoiler? Well, the news wants to put it on that third-party candidate because he causes the one or first-party things to shift around. No, that's not the spoiler. Let's look at the facts, plain and simple, you party people. You Republicans and Democrats who vote straight party line. Let's take the independents out and the people who don't vote. Just the people who are blind, who are nothing more than communists, because that's the actions they are practicing, voting their party line. And that's all they do. They really don't even know who they're voting for 3/4 of the time. They're just voting Republican or Democrat. Well, if we get just the people who are voting the party line, and the way the demographics of our country is, guess who's going to win the most electoral votes every single time? It doesn't matter who is running. We're taking all the independents out. We're taking the people who don't vote out, strictly the party people. Guess who's going to win? Let me give you a secret, Republicans. You'll never see a president in the House. Never. Because the Democrats demographically control the large amount of electoral delegates. Because the way the states give them out. The one who gets the most gets all of them. And that's from most of the large states. And the Democrats, because of the way the cities are and located throughout the country, would get most of the electoral delegates. Every single time. So you party people who vote the party line, where's the real electoral spoilers? You. You are the spoilers. I know you're not going to like me saying this, but it's true. Republicans, if we go party for party, you do not have a chance to win at all. That's why you all go after the independents. But what if JD gets all the independents and gets some non-voters to vote? Then who's the spoiler? Because then JD will win in every single state. Is he the spoiler? No. Who is? The Democrats and Republicans who vote Democrat and Republican all the time. You know, somebody once said, you know the true definition of an idiot? Is a person who does the same thing over and over and over again, always getting the same results, and expecting something different to happen. Think of you people. I'm not calling you idiots, but how many of you vote party line, party line, party line, and party line over and over again? Did you get anything different? Obama defined it best. Change. All from Republican to Democrats. If nothing else Obama did do, he described change. And when the Republicans win, it's all from Democrats to Republicans. But is there any difference? None. Why? Why is it like that? Because of this. There is no such thing as one party working with the other. You can talk all the idealism you want, but as long as the parties have control of our Congress, there is no free government. I'm sorry. Argue all you want. The Soviet Union had the exact same government that the United States has. They just called it different names. You may not like it. And you may disagree with me, but you can't defend yourself. I can. Jimmy Carter example. After Jimmy Carter, Ronald Reagan, they started working together, but they didn't work that well. Still, he had a lot of obstacles. After him, Bush. You know? After Bush, Clinton. After Clinton, Bush again. After Bush, Obama. Democrats against Republicans, Democrats against Republicans, Democrats against Republicans, Democrats against Republicans. Or you can reverse it, Republicans against Democrats, Republicans against Democrats, Republicans against Democrats. George Washington said it best about political parties. That will allow the unscrupulous, the crooked, the self-indulging, not worthy of people to rise to the positions of power to be able to take over the government. And they have. Am I the spoiler? No. Who is the spoiler? The person who votes Democrat, Democrat, Democrat. The person who votes Republican, Republican, Republican. And expecting to see something different happen. The only salvation our nation has is the independents and the people who don't vote. I know I'm not going to change the mind of the hardcore Democrat or the hardcore Republican. It's hopeless to even think they're capable of that. They have not the ability to check out a candidate, to see what they stand for, to see what is truthful, to see what they need. They want to believe the stories and the lies, both of them, from beginning to end. And then they wonder why they get what they get and say, what happened? The truth is, nothing. You're still in the same boat. It's sinking, and you're refusing to get out of it. The only people who can save this nation is the people who don't vote, and the independents. You all band together. And believe me, you who don't vote, your vote is more important now than it has ever been in the history of our time. You people who don't vote because it's such a screwed up mess is needed so badly because you don't follow the norm. If I get the independents and the people who don't vote to vote for me, it will be a landslide victory. I'll probably carry all 50 states. Because you people hold our future. Not the hardcore Democrat, not the hardcore Republican. They are the spoilers of our national election. They vote strictly communist. They're party people. And why I call them communists is because they vote exactly the same way the Soviet Union voted. And I had a very strong study of the Soviet Union. So bottom line is, who's the spoiler? It's not the candidates. It's the people who don't bother to check out the candidates and vote strictly party lines over and over and over again. And they expect something to change. They expect something to happen. And it never does. That's why I don't appeal to either Republicans or Democrats. I appeal to you, the independent, and the non-voters more than anything else. You two are the ones that are going to make the difference this time. And for you people who don't vote, believe it or not, this time your vote is more important and more vital than it has ever been in the history of this country. So get out there and check me out thoroughly. And yes, together we can make, yes, me the commander-in-chief, you the government. Because that's what we're going to do. My loyalty is not to be with any political party. My loyalty is to be with you. So yes, you can make me the commander-in-chief, and I can make this government yours, because that's who it belongs to. But only if you want to get out there and do it. Thank you. This is JD.